Did you know Best Buy makes their own tablets? Their brand is called Digiland, and they've actually had this for a while. I remember getting this back in 2018, and it had a 1280 by 800 display. And then in 2019, it had like 2 gigs of RAM, half a gig more. So now in 2024, we have a 10.1 inch 1280 by 800 IPS screen. The same crap that was there like 7 years ago, along with a 3 gigs of RAM, so 1 gig more after all these years. Whoop-de-doo. And so a couple other things though that are more notable is the battery capacity, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, micro SD card support up to 512 gigs. It has a metal design, so it should feel a little more premium, but it's not going to be too much premium. At the same time, this is going for $69.99 right now, 70 bucks basically. So for 70 bucks, some people will say, what can you really expect, right? Well, you can actually get this Aldo Cube T811 tablet. This has 4 gigs of RAM, a higher resolution, 1920 by 1200 on an 8.4 inch tablet. It's pretty impressive. The resolution's pretty high. And I already made a video on this just recently, so I'll have a annotation around here or a link down below somewhere. So anyways, going back to it, that's about $10 more right now, so it goes for 80. Otherwise, it can come down for 70. I've seen it once before, I want to say. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue with this. Maybe this might perform a little bit better. I don't know yet. But we're not off to a good start just because of based on those specs alone. So we have the tablet itself here. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. A quick start guide, a pin to get to the micro SD card tray, and then at least you do get a wall outlet and a USB-C cable with this. The tablet does have a premium kind of feel. Not too premium. I mean, it's nice though, better than plastic. On the back it mentions there's an autofocus camera with a flash, and then the front camera is right in the middle there. The rear camera itself is not too bad. I can kind of read what was on this like cover. It's a little grainy, but it is readable, so that's kind of impressive. Here's the front camera. Just good enough for a Skype call, nothing too crazy. And nothing really that impressive. Oh, you do have to hold it still, otherwise it's going to come out blurry like that. So that's the only other downside. My expectations are pretty low at this point. It just feels kind of thick and heavy, by the way. But starting on top, we do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack all the way in the corner. Then there's the micro SD card tray that can be put back in right here. And then on the side, we have nothing much. On the bottom, there are 2 speaker grills. And then on the side we have a USB-C port, volume keys, and power button. That might be a reset button on the side. Not too much bloatware that comes out here. Unfortunately, some of the stuff cannot be uninstalled, like Kids Flicks. I don't even know what that is. Didn't even know it existed. There's 21 gigs free out of 32. Really not that much, honestly. So there's that. And then it is running Android, the Go edition of Android. So let's see which one exactly. It is Android 14 here. Don't expect too many updates. There might be some security patches here and there every now and then, but that's pretty much going to be it. You're not going to be updated to a new version of Android or anything along those lines. The screen, unfortunately, is not laminated. That kind of stinks. The screen itself is mediocre, probably appropriate for the price point. Like ONN tablets are made of aluminum, so this is kind of... Speakers are tinny. They're just on the bottom. It is what it is. Videos can be played back at 1080p Full HD on YouTube. And here's the kicker. Here's actually the downside and even deal breaker. This has a widevine level of L3. I haven't seen that in a while. So for them to have an L3 widevine, that's just pathetic. Most tablets, even off-brand tablets, have a widevine level of L1. I know sometimes it's pointless to have it on a HD screen or whatever, but still, you know, it's like, wow. It's just very telling how much effort they put into this, which isn't really that much. On CPU Z, we have, it mentions it has an ARM Cortex A55, clocked at 1.42 gigahertz. Even the clock speed is a little lower than expected. A Mali G57, so nothing crazy here. Surprise, surprise, Geekbench is not compatible here, but what is this 3D benchmark. So these are the scores. I really don't know what to compare it against unless they have something down here. I will say, so far, despite everything, you know, the low resolution, low specs, it's performing decently. Like, this is tolerable. It might lag a little bit here and there, but actually the lag isn't even that bad when doing basic tasks. It's when you get into games that's when you'll notice like more of delays or slowdowns here and there. It just takes longer for things to load, but simple games like Angry Birds should run well here. All right, so Angry Birds did take a little longer than expected, but it's pretty decent, I'd say. Yeah, it's playable for sure. Not noticing any major issues whatsoever. So that's good here. I mean, if it couldn't do this much, then it is 100% not worth it. But again, it does take a little bit longer for things to load here. I think this game took like at least 2 minutes to load. This is not a heavy, intense game by any means. Next game is RuneScape, and this is not good. This is like single digits to like 10 or 11, so it's not playable. It can only handle low-end games. It's similar to the Tab Trust that Amazon had, and I had a separate video on that. That was going for like $62. At one time, at one point it was 62. Now I see it for like 80 or 90. I don't recommend it either way. Actually, it's the same thing as this, but whatever's cheaper, honestly, I guess that's what I'd go with, because they're essentially the same thing. But again, at the same price, or $10 more, you can go with the Aldo Cube Tab T11. This is probably the better option, honestly. So let me know what you guys think. I'm disappointed with Best Buy on their tablets, because this is not really that much of an upgrade, to be honest, compared to years ago. I know it's a little cheaper, so I'll give it that much. But I think they should take notes from Walmart. Walmart has their new ONN 10 and 12 Tablet Pro this year, and they're actually not too bad. The 12 one was a lot better, but it goes for a lot more too, so you get what you pay for. I also made a video on this too, so anyways guys, stay tuned because I'll be making more videos and updates on these things, on these tablets and other devices. Thanks for watching.